The LEGO Star Wars Summer 2025 wave has quickly become one of, if not the most controversial in the entire theme's history. This is due to a couple of main factors, mostly pricing and the quality or accuracy of what we're getting in some of these sets. It's just not acceptable. Keying in on the pricing though, you've got sets like the 327th Battle Pack, it's $45 and doesn't provide as much value as a $30 Battle Pack that is on shelves side by side with it. You've also got sets like the $160 Clone Tiny Tank and Separatist MTT that are just too dang small for the money. You add on the absurd prices to the word on the street that LEGO supposedly caught wind of this being an entirely fan-demanded wave, essentially, and they just arbitrarily raised prices by, I don't know, say 20 or 30% just because they thought people would pay for it. And while LEGO would never confirm whether that's true or not, it certainly feels like it for this summer 2025 wave. And so with all of the drama surrounding this wave, something else has started happening that I feel like I haven't really seen before in the LEGO Star Wars community, at least not to this extent. On LEGO.com, fans are review bombing LEGO Star Wars sets. And this is a movie term to me, like people do this with movies apparently on IMDb when a movie they don't like comes out and then they just review bomb it so that it looks worse than maybe it is otherwise, or maybe it just is that bad, and maybe some of these sets are that bad and that horrendously priced. But for as much of an issue as I personally have with the price, the color of the stickers, the Commander Bly, the short stubby guns on this Separatist MTT, I certainly don't think it's a 1-star LEGO Star Wars set. And so we're also going to give some perspective in this video as we go through some of these summer 2025 LEGO.com fan reviews to see what people are saying. Why are they reviewing these sets so poorly? I think we know why, but it's going to be fun. So if you've never noticed on LEGO.com, each of the items usually has a little rating next to it, and that is from fans submitting their ratings for a lot of these sets. And so you'll see sets like the Kylo Ren Shuttle, 4.5 star rating, the Razor Crest, 4.3 star rating, seemingly reasonable, although I think both of those should be a bit higher. But then you have sets like the Justifier, and you're kind of getting low there, 3.7 star rating. And so LEGO actually on their website has retained a lot of their older product. I mean, you can see the Ewok Village from 2013 on their website here. So they've retained a lot of their older sets dating back to around 2013 or so. You can see that Slave One with a 4.8 star rating, one of the best UCS sets of all time, only to really be surpassed by the new Jango Fett Slave One because it's just that much better. I'm getting a little off topic here, but the point is you can see a lot of older LEGO Star Wars sets are still on LEGO.com as retired products, and they have retained their ratings and reviews, and so we're going to be able to compare those to just how bad the reviews on these newer sets are, because I think that comparison is super important. So we're going to go through some of the worst sets of the last decade here, starting with the Justifier. I should also backtrack and say the Justifier on the homepage here has a 3.7 star rating, and you're going to notice this with other sets. We'll talk about it specifically with the summer sets. But the Justifier, 3.7 star rating, and then when you actually go on the review page, it's got a 4.2 star rating. So I'm not sure what's causing that discrepancy. Part of me would think reviews getting deleted would cause that discrepancy. It's probably the only thing that would cause that discrepancy. That or their system is really, really bad at math. But anyway, just to give it that historical context, the Justifier was widely considered massively overpriced at the time of its release. A $170 set has a 4.2 star rating with 44 reviews on LEGO.com. Like, that's a lot better than I think it probably deserved given the way the community treated the set. Look, I've always been higher on the set than I think most are, but that 4.2 star rating definitely surprises me. And you can see, you know, a 5-star review that says high price, good set. We've got a 4-star review that says Star Wars ship for Saturday entertainment, but oh, they received the complimentary product from the LEGO Group. Very funny title here for a bad set for a bad batch. That's pretty funny. Yeah, you get the point. Kind of a good range of reviews, although this one isn't really useful. I can't believe they allow and do this. That's wild. Another set here in the AAT that I've never been a huge fan of. It's got a 4.2 star rating on LEGO.com here. Looking at the UCS Republic gunship, it may be the single most controversial set in the history of LEGO Star Wars due to everything else that happened around it with the LEGO Ideas vote and the minifigures and the designer and all that. But scrolling down, we're going to see a rating of 4.0 stars. Honestly, I was shocked when I looked this up and found 4 stars. I thought this one would be, you know, into the 3s at least, but 4.0. It really held steady at a B-. I'm sure if we read through these, we'd see a wide range of opinions, but again, not what the point of this video is. Another one here that I feel like is one of the most hated sets that they've ever put out is the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. Heck, it's got, if we scroll down, a 3.9 star rating for something that half the community calls a flat base plate with no life, and who cares about it? Again, this is one that I'm higher on than most people probably. But that set got a lot of hate when it first came out, and it's still holding on to a 3.9 star rating. The UCS Assault on Hoth, another one that was lampooned, and it has a 3.0 3.2 star rating. We're starting to get down there. This one's definitely pretty low. Definitely felt like the community didn't respond well to this one, right? If we go to another one that was crazy overpriced specifically, because this one was $30 back in 2018, I'm sure they'd try to sell it for $50 today. General Grievous's Combat Speeder. We scroll on down, 2.9 star rating. So this one has dipped under 3, and yeah, overpriced, nice looking package. Again, review back in 2017 here. Awesome set, awful price. Great minifigures, but pure evil price tag. Another General Grievous set that has really bad reviews is the General Grievous Starfighter from 2020. It's got a 2.4 star rating, and honestly, that's way too low. I mean, this set should have had Commander Cody, and the Obi-Wan is wrong, and the price is a little too high. But is it a 2.4 star set? Probably not. It's probably like a 3.5 star type of set to me. But this one definitely got, I mean, you can see a lot of 1-star reviews. This is definitely a set that, I don't know if review bombing is the right term. A lot of people felt just very strongly that they bought the set and didn't get what they wanted out of it for $80 maybe. Almost half the ratings on this are 1 star. Let's see if we can find one. So it's great ship, lousy everything else. And that's probably fair. Yeah, that's about right. Although that Airborne Trooper is still the best Airborne Trooper they ever made. I mean, horrible value. That's not unexpected there. The price is outrageous. It's unfair. Awful price for a half-decent re-release. Yeah, I mean, the build's fantastic. Without a doubt, the most overpriced set ever made. This guy did not know what was coming around the corner with $45 battle packs in a few years. I guess none of us did at that point. Like, who could have thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Good ship, overpriced, underwhelming figs, and that's basically how I felt about the set at the time. This is pretty in line with probably my review. But anyway, the final one to look at here from kind of the old retired sets is the First Order ATST. Another one that's super controversial, maybe more so than the gunship. I don't know, probably not. But the First Order ATST, a 1.9 star rating. I think it was the lowest rating I could find of any of the older sets that they still had. And yeah, 1.9 stars for a headless ATST. I know people were really upset about the price, not including the head. Like, it was a whole fiasco back in 2018 here. Basically, you're just gonna go like this. Yeah, that First Order ATST, not a surprise. That's a pretty funny one. His review title is "At least we still have half a ship," or at least we're still flying half a ship.
We are still flying half a ship.
So you can see a lot of these reviews are very harsh on these sets on Lego.com, and that leads us, as we move over to my other set of tabs here, into 2025 Summer Wave, and you're going to notice a lot of the ratings on these sets feel low, and they aren't low just because the number feels arbitrarily low. Like, if you look at other sets on Lego.com, a lot of them have really high ratings. So like the U-Wing is a 4.8 star rating, but again, there's that discrepancy. So what if we go and actually scroll down? It is a 4.7 star rating. So it's still very highly rated set. We'll pull up the ATTE because the helmet prints on the 212th and the Spider Droid, like, both unforgivably horrendous stuff about the set. Still a great build, still great to have the Commander Cody, good value for money, but the quality is just poor in this set, and it's still got a rating of 4.7. Like, people don't care, clearly, about quality being bad if the value is still mostly there, you know? Which sucks, because I want the quality and the value to be there. It's, I know, very hot take these days. But the point of showing this ATTE as an example is to show that people will forgive a lot if the price still feels decent. So looking at some of these summer sets, you've got the Force Burner Snowspeeder with a 4.0 star rating. You've got Jango Fett's Starship with a 3.7 star rating. Like, man, I don't know about that. That's a really low rating for that. The only bad thing about it was that young Boba Fett. But let's talk about the more pertinent summer, August releases, starting with the Separatist MTT. This one's got a rating of 2.3 stars. That is horrendous. I mean, when you compare that to the ATT, heck, even the Coruscant Guard gunship has a significantly better Lego.com rating than the Separatist MTT here. 2.3 stars shows something is clearly wrong for Lego. And I also want to note that when I had this tab pulled up earlier, it said there were 53 reviews, and right now I've got it. I refreshed the page, and it said 52 reviews. Let's refresh again. Let's see. But I think Lego may be deleting a review here or there. Just a heads up, that could be happening. I can't prove it because obviously I don't have the screenshot from before, but I wouldn't make that up. I would just keep that in mind. I don't know why that review would have been deleted. I'm not sure if users can delete their own or if Lego is the only one with that power, but I would just, if you submit a review, make sure your review is actually still there. But let's go ahead and read what some of these people are saying, starting with the most relevant one with 151 likes and 1 dislike. I almost want to be different and hit a dislike, but we'll give him the like here. He says, overpriced nostalgia wrapped in disappointment. This set could have been a hit. Long-awaited characters like Commander Bly and Ayla Sakura, a solid MTT build, and a fun droid deployment feature, but Lego ruined it with a ridiculous $160 price tag for a set that feels small and incomplete. Commander Bly is missing his fabric waist cape replaced with cheap printing. There are too many many stickers, and honestly, stickers, it's just the color of them not matching that irks me more than the fact that there are stickers. Like, you're gonna have stickers. It's a Lego set. It's been like that forever. It's not gonna change. We're not gonna ever get to all printed. But for the love of God, having the color of the sticker match the color of the brick, can it be that difficult? Apparently it is. And the set needed more pieces and minifigs to justify the price. The build is decent, but this is another example of Lego prioritizing profit over fans. Well, if that ain't the dang truth. Checking out the lowest rating reviews here, we've got a 1-star rating that says, not worth your money, most overpriced set ever. The fair value for this set is $120. Lego is taking us for everything we are worth. 160 from Abrix. He says, I was super excited that we were getting a separatist style MTT despite the great minifig lineup and awesome play feature of unveiling the Droid Rack carrier. There's absolutely no way this set is worth $160. I genuinely feel that this should be no more than $100. We got another 1-star overpriced set complaint that says, only positive is that we get a Clone Wars MTT. Otherwise, I would choose the 2000 MTT over this any day. All right, well, I don't know about going that far. I would choose the 2014 MTT over it maybe, but not 2000. 2000 is not good, I promise. You don't want that. So clearly a lot of people upset about the price. I just want to shout out Night Humorous Monkey 103 says, absolutely awful, do not buy, terrible pricing, not worth it at all, comma, in all caps, slop troopers. I love seeing that term get out there because it's just the dang truth about what Lego has done to our beloved clone troopers. They're just slop these days. We got this one with an official response from Lego. Ooh, gotta rub my hands together for that. It says, still no waist capes. For this price, it's shocking alone. However, to insult us fans by having no cloth waist capes for the clones is the worst part. Lego's response, thank you for your review and letting us know your thoughts on this set. Your feedback will be passed on to the right teams here. Look, we've been giving this feedback for 4 or 5 years. There's no reason that this should still be continuing to be fed to who? What right teams could they possibly have? The teams don't care, clearly. Overpriced slop from Countless Gassy Fruit says disgustingly overpriced and terrible attention to detail. I definitely agree on the figures. I generally disagree on the MTT build. I feel like outside of the length of the cannons, the detail is really there, but definitely depends on what you're talking about specifically. Overpriced, plagued with greed, overpriced, horribly overpriced. I think we get the point. Fun build, way overpriced. You know, seeing all these 1-star reviews, it's pretty clear. It's not clear whether or not everyone has actually purchased the set, which leads me to think there's some review bombing going on here, which, I mean, frankly, I don't care. It's a Lego.com review page. Like, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a 1-star rating or a 5-star rating. It's just interesting to see. Now, if you thought the reviews on this MTT were bad, I think it's only going to get worse because the 327th Battle Pack on Lego.com currently holding a 1.5-star rating. My goodness, I thought I'd never see the day a clone battle pack has a 1.5-star rating, but boy, Lego, did you do it. You increased the price by 3 times and decreased the quality by infinite. I don't know, like, it's so much worse than we were 5 years ago. So obviously some of the most relevant ones here are going to be people complaining about the price, which is a huge problem. Overpriced, do not buy. The minifigures have some inaccuracies, but the value is not there. I would not recommend anyone buy it, even at 20% off. I definitely agree with that. You got to be looking at 30 to 40% off these days because Lego has already increased by 20 or 30%. So you got to get way down there for it to be worth it. Overpriced and underwhelming. I thought it would be interesting to quickly look at the 5-star rating. So we've got a 5-star rating that says could be so much more. So why is it a 5-star rating? They say this is an amazing battle pack. The set itself is perfect in my opinion. How could it be perfect without waist capes and with just crazy inaccuracies on clone troopers that shouldn't be there? I just never understand that. But he says, with great small builds like the ATRT, I like all the minifigs and don't have any problems with them. Well, I guess there you go. Although I know some people do. Hey, it's me. I have problems with minifigs being inaccurate. I do. I know. Huge issue. But this set is hugely overpriced for a battle pack. It really defeats the purpose of battle packs. Definitely agree there, which is to be able to buy the individual minifigures and tiny builds without having to spend a ton of money on larger sets. This set is absolutely worth it. The money really isn't. The set is worth it. The money isn't. I don't. Not getting that one, but apparently it's 5-star. Okay, this guy's been, yeah, I'll give him a downvote. I disagree. Fair. 5-star review here says, great. I love it. Great. I would recommend this to a friend. I've been waiting since last December to go get this set, and I came through and already have 2. So I guess that guy's just really excited to have the slop.
Oh, no!
Great battle pack, 5-star rating, says I love this set. The minifigures are great. I like the new pauldron design. The ATRT is a great build and a better scale than the last set. So, I mean, yeah, his positives are definitely there. He completely ignores every negative aspect of the set, which is fine. If you want to live in La La Land and not care about anything that's bad that's going on, that's probably better for you. You probably are a little bit less stressed than other people. But, yeah, there are issues with the set, so and I think rightfully so. He's received a good bit of thumbs downs from the Lego.com faithful. Anyway, we'll take a look at our 1-star rating, starting with seriously. The box is the size of my hand. I paid how much for this set? I will be returning it. Had I realized it had 258 pieces, I would have passed. I don't know how you buy a set and don't know the piece count or the box size. Like, these are pretty basic things that are fairly public information, so I don't know about that. Next, we've got overpriced, we've got too much money, we've got worst Lego Star Wars battle pack, without probably a lot of description there, but overpriced garbage. $45 for this battle pack is unacceptable. Poor Clone Trooper helmet quality. Remove helmet holes. Hey, big shout out to Sir Fresh Apple 103. Yes, sir. Doing the Lord's work. Not necessarily remove, but fix. I mean, we could still have helmet holes. They just definitely need to look a lot better. They look horrible as is. Overpriced, says nothing like the past. The minifigures are alright, but the price is absolutely diabolical. If corporate greed had a body, man, these are I love the like one-liners that people get for their review titles. Like, that's the best part. Great set, absurd price, wait for a sale. Like I said, it's got to be like 40% off to really be worth it. Done paying premium prices for a half-hearted toy, and this is a paragraph here. So, to the 5 people that are still buying sets for the builds, this is another classic oversized ATRT with stud shooters slapped on, the exact same turret build from another battle pack that was half the price last year, and a mildly improved spider droid. No, okay, all right, well, let's not be hasty here. That spider droid is a 10 out of 10. It is not mildly improved. It is vastly improved. It's the best spider droid we've ever got. Look, I'll defend Lego where it needs to be defended, and it needs to be defended for that dang spider droid. It's a great spider droid, but that's besides the point of this video. It says can't really display any of it. Maybe the minifigs can make up the other $30 value, though. We got 3 whole clones. All right, it's 4 clones, so again, we can be very upset with Lego here, rightfully so, but we do need to have our facts straight. He says not really any differences between the minifigs outside of them being too cheap to throw in enough antennas for each clone to have one. I disagree with that. I'm surprised they even included an antenna. Still doing the printed wastegapes while prices continue to rise. They still look embarrassingly bad. Guess I have 3 more super battle droids to throw on my pile, and these ridiculous new plastic pauldrons that make my minifig's neck a foot too long. I disagree with that. I don't think it looks like that, but I mean, yeah, the pauldrons are nice. These might seem like silly complaints, but when you're paying these prices for a toy and keep being told that that toy is the paramount of quality, you expect the bare minimum to be put in. It feels more like a humiliation ritual than a product at this point. Those last couple sentences kind of hit hard, man. You're totally right. I mean, people go around telling you how great Lego quality is, and it's just never actually like that. Like, it's so true. We've got way too expensive, overpriced, poor value for money, and I'm sure it will go on. Anyway, that brings us to our final set in the Republic Juggernaut, aka the Clone Tiny Tank. This one has the lowest rating that I think I have ever seen on a Lego set on Lego.com, with 158 reviews so far, a 1.2 star rating, 4%! Oh my god, that is horrendous! 4% would recommend this product. That sounds about right, honestly. Now I gotta go back. The 327th had 9%. I didn't even look at that. 9% would recommend the 327th. And the MTT, 33%. I think this one gets a pass for being cooler with its color scheme. That's probably why, but holy crap, 4% is absurd. So looking at the most relevant reviews, we've got a 4-star review to start us off that says goodish set. It's got 58 thumbs up and 333 thumbs down. It says, quote, this set is 100% overpriced. I think a better price would be $120. Just because there are new molds, new prints, and minifigures we haven't had in forever doesn't mean you can jack up the price by $40. He goes on to do like an actual review and all that, but yeah, I think the 4-star rating triggered people and they just downvoted him. So there you go. We've got a 1-star rating that says absolute waste of money. This is by far the most overpriced set I've seen on shelves, and I've been collecting since around 2015. Yeah, probably not too far off. Quote, 2010 was a better turbo tank, and so was 2016. The 2016 build, it's the epitome of perhaps I treated you too harshly at this point to me. Quote, very disappointed in you, Lego. And we've got another one here with an official Lego response, so let's read this. This price is simply unacceptable. I've been building Legos since I was 3 years old, and I absolutely love the hobby. This is what I don't love. Pure, inexcusable greed on the part of Lego. 813 pieces for $160 is the worst pricing that I've seen for this theme. He goes on to say, us fans have been asking for Galactic Marines and Makara for years, and Lego still backhands us with no cloth wastegapes. Kiadi Mundi is the only acceptable thing about this set. Absolutely unbelievable move on Lego's part. And let's read Leia from Lego Customer Services response, who says, thank you for your feedback. We're glad to hear you enjoyed the Kiadi Mundi minifigure. Oh my god, there's no way that's a response. That is an absurd way to respond to that review. Holy crap, that is deaf, blind, and everything else. Oh my goodness. But we're sorry that the build and design didn't meet your expectations. If you'd like help troubleshooting your set stability, please get in touch with us at lego.build/service-bv. I think I should take them up on that offer personally and see what they can do for me and my set stability. That's hilarious. I can't believe they didn't even say we were going to pass along your feedback to the right people like they did with the other one, so that's funny. We've got embarrassing Republic Juggernaut. Get it? Juggernaut?
That's actually hilarious.
Weak set with weak pricing. This is a scam. Verified purchase. You got scammed. Oh my goodness. Let's go to our highest ratings. Again, I want to see if anyone's given this a 5-star rating. Our first 5-star rating says, quote, opinion. I guess he's trying to shield himself from the coming onslaught of downvotes. He says, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but when I get this set, I'm going to enjoy playing with it. I'm just going to be very careful handling it. Clearly not someone that cares about the quality or the price or anything. They just want the set and they want to play with it. Probably a kid. Like, I don't know. And yet, I don't know who's on Lego.com upvoting and downvoting reviews. Honestly, I want to know who's doing this. Yeah, I'll give him a downvote. I disagree. But yeah, a lot of downvotes on that one. 5 stars, awesome figures, and cool build. Quote, I love the minifigures in this set. Great new molds. The build is cool too. I think the size is just right. I would recommend this to a friend. 12 thumbs up, 320 thumbs down. Dude, the Lego.com faithful. Harsh, tough crowd. 5 stars, good sets, good figs, iffy price. How's it 5 stars then? How is it 5 value for money if you said it's got an iffy price? Like, it just never lines up, does it? So let's take a look at our 1-star rating. We've got scam, terrible value. We've got what a joke. We've got really, really bad. Quote, idea of the set is good, but poor execution, just too small for the cost. Disappointing as we've been wanting a turbo tank for so long. There's just so many 1-star ratings on the tiny tank. Quote, unfinished and overpriced product. Pros, Kiadi Mundi, Galactic Marines, need wastecape. Cons, Commander Bakara, head mold is chubby and no wastecape. Turbo tank is far too small for the price. Turbo tank falls apart without any force. It definitely requires a little force, but yeah. Turbo tank should have been a UTAT given the scene, 140 pounds for 800 pieces. Need he say more with 6 dots after that, so I'm giving him a thumbs up. Terrible set. We got worst Lego Star Wars set of all time. Whoa. Who's, quote, received complimentary product from the Lego group? That's crazy. We got never buy. This set is a test by Lego to see how much they can rob from their fans and get away with it. It certainly feels that way. So yeah, you can see these sets have been review bombed. I mean, 4% recommended on the Turbo Tank is crazy. Usually the Lego.com reviews are much nicer than I feel like the community can be, right? Like, I'll feel like a set is not that good, and then the Lego.com reviews will still say 4.9 stars, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That set is not 4.9 stars. But it looks like the tide is definitely turning. Fans are tired of the overpriced, sloppy sets, and I'm happy to see this going on. It's nice to see the community kind of on their own, it feels like, coming together and just going to Lego.com. Like, I haven't seen anyone out there going like, hey guys, go to Lego.com and put your reviews in. Like, people just seem to have done this on their own and given a bunch of bad reviews to these sets, so I'm sure there'll be plenty more coming in after this video. But yeah, I mean, the reviews have been crazy bad for these sets, and it's not surprising given the sentiment that we have seen out there over the past month or so after, you know, everything has leaked and the first reviews have been coming out. So I just thought it would be fun to highlight the fact that Lego Star Wars sets have gotten some of the worst reviews that we will ever see probably on Lego.com for summer of 2025, and it's made all the sadder by the idea that this was supposed to be a fan-demanded, like, centric wave. Like, that's always the worst part about it. That's why the UCS gunship hurt so much, you know? It's this thing that you've wanted for a long time that's like, hey, they're finally doing it, but it's overpriced and it's slop and it's too small and the figures aren't good and they're not giving you cloth wastegapes, and so it takes this thing that could have been this great moment and it makes it even worse, because if it was sets you didn't care about, if it wasn't fan-demanded sets, it was just another TIE Fighter, another X-Wing, then no one would care nearly as much as they do about this summer. There's a reason that it's as impactful as it has been for these sets to be as bad and as overpriced as they are. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit me with a like if you guys enjoyed. You can subscribe for more reviews of Lego.com reviews on the bottom and check out more videos on the end screen. Bye!